Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Floridahockeynow.com Panther Postgame. I'm your host, George Richards. With me, as sometimes, Colby Guy. One of those days here for the Florida Panthers. They take it on the chin once again, lose Game 3 to the Tampa Bay Lightning by a 5-1 score. Game much closer than that. It was 3-1. Going into the third period, Tampa Bay gets a couple empty net goals. It doesn't really matter. Florida can't score anything. They have a grand total of 3 goals in this series. They're down 3-0. The one good thing is they seem to be spreading out the goals, right? So they're getting 1 per game, so they're spreading the wealth. But, yeah, they're in big trouble here. Florida Panthers now on the verge of being swept tomorrow. Game 4 will be back here at Amalie Arena in Tampa, 7 o'clock on TNT. Colby D. Guy, the Panthers played a pretty good game today.
Yeah, they really found their groove on the power play. They were able to shoot the puck a little bit more, which was their problem. They weren't driving pucks to the net. They were kind of making the extra pass and trying to be loosey-goosey, make all these cute little plays, and they weren't able to get anything going. Well, in the first one, they actually did make a little cute play with a little backhand pass to the slot to Reinhart. You got a guy in a good shooting position. He didn't overthink it. He shot the puck. And then on that second one, they kept driving the net, getting shots towards the net, and being aggressive on that power play. And I think that did a lot for their confidence. But to have the power play not result in a goal, especially after Ryan McDonough was able to deflect that puck out of the empty net there pretty much, which could have tied the game for Florida there. The Lightning went on a few minutes later to tie the game with a one-timer from Kucherov to Stamkos, and that seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back there for the Panthers, and they didn't really were able to get anything going in the third period.
Yeah, we talked to Andrew Burnett about that. Somebody said, was that the turning point of the game? That Stamkos, that's his favorite spot on the ice. He's like, Ovechkin, that one-timer from the left circle, wide open, again, coming on the rush, and he was, boom. Bob had no chance at that. But we asked Andrew Burnett if that was a breaking point. He said it shouldn't have been, and he's right. It shouldn't have been. It was 2-1. It was 3-1. Florida could have come back in this one, but the truth is, with Vasilevsky, the Tampa Bay Lightning are blocking everything under the sun. I believe they had 20, hold on, let's look at this, block shots for the Tampa Bay Lightning, 19 block shots. So when you've got Tampa Bay blocking as many shots as they have been, so when the rare ones get through, and you've got Andrei Vasilevsky back there, good luck to you, Colby.
Yeah, this is a team that has really strived off of scoring off second chance opportunities or really getting into the front of the net, and Tampa's a team that really clogs the front of the net and does a good job of limiting those chances. And then you have a guy like Andrei Vasilevsky there. Once you get a shot on him, he's rarely going to let it leak out. He's going to come up with a save, make it clean, not let the puck squeak out, and he's a big guy, so he covers a lot of the net as well. So you got a guy who's athletic. He can make those big saves. He covers the net. He doesn't give up much rebounds. Like there is not many weaknesses that come with Andrei Vasilevsky, and that's partially why the Lightning are so good. That's partially why they've won 2 consecutive Stanley Cups, is because the guy they have in net, there isn't really much of a way to solve him. He's the best goaltender on the planet.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Thank you, Colby. That was a very, very well thought out and spoken, because he is. I mean, he's the best at this time of year, and that's where the Panthers find themselves right now. Panthers are going into Game 4. They're talking, again, a good game, and that's all well and good. But you're playing a Tampa Bay team, Colby, that wants this thing over. They want it done, right? They want to be out of here. Florida in 4, we'll move on. Thank you very much. Florida, what are they playing for right now? Yeah, okay, there's a chance. Game 5 is back in Sunrise, okay, but today might have been the bell ringer for Florida. I mean, that might have been it. I mean, we'll find out, but they've got a back-to-back. We don't know what the lineup is going to be. I would not be surprised to see Joe Thornton in the lineup tomorrow for Game 4. Here's one reason why, and we'll get into this in a minute. Only 4 teams in NHL history, and only 3 in the modern era, have come back from a 3-0 deficit. One of those teams was in 2014, the Los Angeles Kings. They were down 0-3 to guess who, Colby?
Joe Thornton's San Jose Sharks.
That's right. Joe Thornton, San Jose Sharks. So Joe Thornton has at least been on the other side of this, where guys, hey, we thought we were the bee's knees. We thought, you like that one? Bee's knees? You don't know what I'm talking about. He thinks that's from one of my movies. We thought we were terrific in San Jose, and here we are. Guess who else? Claude Giroux.
He was on the
2010. The Philadelphia Flyers rally from a 3-0 deficit against the Boston. They're the Boston Braves.
Boston Bruins.
The Red Sox. The Red Sox came back and beat the Yankees, and I don't know who cares about that. They don't have Big Papi out on this team, but you know what I mean. So you've got two players coming from each side of it. Claude Giroux's Philadelphia Flyers rallied 12 years ago. Joe Thornton's team gave it away. We're going to find out what this team is made of. We'll see what happens tomorrow. You don't want to get swept. The Florida Panthers would love to come back to Sunrise and give this thing a shot in Game 5. But I have my doubts. I think we probably have seen our last game in Sunrise, but for the year, for the season, but we'll find out. Colby, your thoughts on what happens tomorrow? What do you make wholesale changes to the lineup?
I think you absolutely have to add Joe Thornton to the lineup because, I mean, if there's anyone that's going to want to play for it, it's going to be Joe Thornton. I mean, he only has so much time left in the league, and this is probably his last chance at winning a Stanley Cup. So if you put him in the lineup, he's going to play harder than everyone out there, and I think that's a guy, you plug him into the lineup, that's a way to really get the guys going because you want to win for Joe Thornton. When he's removed from the lineup and you don't necessarily see him as much, maybe you don't necessarily think about that part. But if you have Joe Thornton out there working and being an example on the ice as to, hey, I really want this is probably my last opportunity, and it drives the desperation up, maybe that's something that can get the guys going and spark that comeback. I mean, we've seen it happen 4 times. We've seen it happen twice in the past 11 years. So maybe it is possible. But, I mean, Joe Thornton knows that it's possible because he's on the other side of it, and it was a really painful part of his career. So to have him out there working and being a leader on the ice there, I think that's something the Panthers really need to do.
Yeah, and now we're looking at Spencer Knight tomorrow, do you think?
Yeah, I think the Lightning overwhelmed Bobrovsky a lot in that game, especially in the third period. They had a lot of chances on him. And although Burnett was saying he wanted to go with Bobrovsky again for Game 4 initially when you were talking to him during practice yesterday, I think you got to give Knight the nod here. And I think switching the goaltender up also can get some motivation going, and I think it gives the guys something to realize that something's not right and you got to win for your guy. And even though Bobrovsky's been like the last reason why this team's been losing, he's probably been the team's best player the entire series. I think that just having that kind of change could set a fire under these guys and get them going. But also, I think having a fresh guy that hasn't had that much action, I think that's a big advantage. And that's something that Lightning don't necessarily have with, I think Elliott's not as capable of a backup as Knight is, so I mean they're probably going to throw in a tired Vasilevsky there, so maybe that's a way they can get an advantage.
But they throw in a tired Vasilevsky instead of Brian Elliott because you want to put the hammer down, you want to win this series. If you don't, you still got time to rest. So I think we do see Vasilevsky tomorrow, and I do think you do see Spencer Knight, even though Sergei Bobrovsky. When it comes down to it, the Florida Panther 3 stars for this playoff series, not this series, but all of it, it's Carter Verhaeghe, it's Sergei Bobrovsky, and then I'd have to think of a third because I don't even know right now who that would be because nobody's, this has been such a bad series for Florida. It is what it is, but we'll see what happens. You got a Tampa Bay team that wants to close it out. They love nothing more than to sweep the Panthers. This is going to be a tough one for the Panthers tomorrow. So anyway, come join us at FloridaHockeynow.com. You can also read Colby's work at the Palm Beach Post. Palm Beach Post is it PalmBeachPost.com?
Yes.
Or is it PBPost.com?
PalmBeachPost.com?
That's in West Palm, folks. That's in the county that's just north of Broward, Palm Beach. So check out Colby's work there and at FloridaHockeynow.com, at Twitter at George Richards, at Colby D Guy. Thank you for visiting us here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We're going to post. Who did we talk to today? We talked to Jonathan Huberdeau. We talked to Sam Reinhart. We also talked to Andrew Burnett. That'll be up here on the YouTube channel here momentarily. But until we meet again, we'll see you tomorrow, I guess, on Monday. Get us out of here, bud.
See ya.
Happy trails, eh?